Can you beat Nova Drift on the hardest difficulty possible? You are about to find out. Many of you may assume that the hardest difficulty would be just ticking all of these options right here. But that's where you are wrong. The most difficult obstacle in this challenge will be the fact that I can't choose any upgrades other than the first two. In this video, you will witness me suffering for your entertainment, and the answer to that question, but only if you stick around. Will I be able to achieve my goal of beating the game, or am I going to fail miserably? There are a few games out there that can make you this hard mad, and at the same time happy for finally getting and making progress. Failing, but still managing to push forward. Coming back twice as diligent, and so I went ahead with this horrible idea. The challenge started off pretty rough, already having been severely disadvantaged. My small cock, the lack of damage, attack speed, and scaling enemies along the way proved to be much more difficult than I ever imagined. Starting with no upgrades is already tough as it is, but not being able to go past the first two is going to make this almost impossible. However, something told me that there was a possibility to beat the game, and so I kept pushing forward. Before we move on, I want to say that beating this game meant reaching wave 100 and beating several bosses. Progress was slow, but at least there was some, so that made me happy, and I pissed my pants. Seeing your enemies perish before your eyes gives you a boost of dopamine far greater than anything else in life, other than eating bueno. Being able to ram them, even at such low hit points and shield, was a risky play, but one I had to take in order to conserve my ammo. While my ultra high gamer instinct kicked in a couple of times and saved me, I was still relying mostly on blind luck. From here on out, it was mostly a gamble. I had to get lucky with the enemies and bosses, and somehow take them out with my severely low piece point damage. And lucky did I get, as the events were in my favor and took out 3 very strong enemies at the perfect time, meaning I could press on. Anyways, whatever weapon I pick will determine the outcome of these runs, and I had no idea which were the best ones, so naturally I went for the rockets, thinking the explosions would deal even more splash damage. As you see in port, I failed a lot of times. No, really, like a whole lot of times. Both my physical and mental health were plummeting. Mostly because I kept hitting the desk with my head. Pretty sure I lost some neurons. Because I didn't need any experience, some enemies were far easier to avoid rather than killed, and so I became the biggest pussy in the history of this game, continuously running from conflict whenever I could. While I'm still mentally stable from this torture, I want to present to you this run, the most nerve-wracking and intense one I had the entire time. It started off as a normal session, killing the first couple of waves, choosing my weapon, finally rockets, and a shield. Everything was going well. Too well, indeed. Eventually I reached the very first boss of the game and made easy work of it with 2 rocket volleys, sending it to the scrapyard.
Send me a message first, yeah? I live in Snevic, Birmingham. If you want the fucking brawl, come down to Snevic Hospitality. I'll come out of my house. And I'll break your fucking legs. You know the back. Now say! Now fucking say!
Then came the mini-bosses, who took some time to kill, but I managed. After that I found the single most annoying enemy in the entire game. It was these guys. Yeah. Just plain simple weapons that shoot so fast you won't even have time to check if your dog bit off your balls while you were sleeping. Reaching the second boss at wave 45, everything went as usual.
Ooh, finally, big boss.
I had to get inside of it, shoot my baby missiles there, and then tickle it just a little bit longer while he went to sleep. From here till wave 60 it was smooth sailing, until there wasn't. So far I made the hardest enemy to kill because of my slow movement speed.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
He could melt me away at any time, suck me into a singularity, or hit me with his giant juicy balls. Anything meant death. Having said all that, I am sorry, but I did not manage to beat him. I lost so many runs. So much of my time in this fun yet painful game that I had no interest in trying again. Hopefully, someone out there will manage to beat it. But if you do, then try to beat it with all of the difficulty modifiers on, and then I'll do it too. If you made it until the end, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for enjoying my video. A little nudge to the subscribe button would be nice, and they like as well. And this one in particular took a lot of time to make. Any support is welcome. Enjoy the outro.
Bitch, check my resume. Y'all probably thought I was gonna say some shit there, but nah.